All right. Let's play some more Horizon. I have to remember Panzer on 65 or 66. Just tuning back in at work. How's it going? I've got like 3 hours to stream until I have to go to work. Crazy that anyone has trouble camping with the Stormbow. Game just plays itself, you know?
I believe this weapon shall enact the kind of firepower I prefer. Scream all you want. It will not do you any good.
This is a Carpenter-enabled strategy, I think. If I grab that, it's just gonna slow things down. It's not ideal that this is a Carpenter strategy, but like, doesn't really matter. Oh, shit. There we go. So what's your thoughts on all the KN-44 Impossible Easter egg stuff recently? How recently? I haven't seen anything about that in a few years, if I'm being honest. Has new stuff about that come out? Yeah, I haven't seen anything. Oh, okay. Thanks.
What I do is too important to entertain the idea of failure. You are all guilty.
Yeah, the new stuff like this year in the last few months, I haven't seen it. You gotta understand, I don't keep up with Easter eggs. Like, I barely keep up with main quest Easter eggs, which I don't even do on the newest games. Side Easter eggs, I have no idea. KN-44, I have no idea. Because here's my theory. I feel like half the time when a new Easter egg gets discovered, it's something that, like, wasn't even intended, you know? Am I crazy for thinking that? Like, people will be like, oh my god, look at this neat fact, it's a new Easter egg, and I'm like, that just seems like a texture. That just seems like nothing. I know the KN-44 is real, but, like, I don't know what the investigation is. I also feel like they say that there's an impossible Easter egg that there might not actually be, or like it might not be what we think, or it might have been already discovered and we don't realize it. Like, you know, and also some things people just don't talk about that would be considered impossible Easter eggs, like the fact that on Black Ops 4 the maximum round is 935. We would have had no way to figure that out. Am I about to run out of ammo? Am I not getting a max ammo? I guess not. Yeah, that's what I see a lot of the time, is people just kind of like grasping, going, oh my god, look at this Easter egg, and I'm like, what? Hey, look at this Easter egg. If I jump on top of another player, we both die. And I'm like, sure, nice Easter egg. Yeah. That's round. Let's hit the gum.
May your blood boil beneath the skin. Cataloging these gum-based elixirs will take considerable time.
That's funny. Okay. Let me grab that. You got to meet Nolan North at Comic-Con last year and get your jug frig shine last year, and he was telling me the OG crew is coming back. I feel like he wouldn't be allowed to say that. Why did my death machine go silent? Oh, okay. I feel like he wouldn't be allowed to tell you that. Right? Also, who are they gonna get to replace Takio's voice actor? Can you quit hitting me, please? Cool that you have a Juggernaut fridge, though. Definitely one of those things I wouldn't be able to use, really. Like, I don't have a need for a mini fridge, but it would be cool. He said NDA stuff was only for BO6. So, they're not coming back in BO6, but they are coming back. And you're telling me he's working on the next game that he doesn't have an NDA for? I don't know. I'm taking that piece of information with a grain of salt. Why are they overrunning me? Relax. There we go. Okay. Next round, possible Panzer. I believe he was 60. Plan on getting Steve Blum to sign it in Dallas in June. Gonna try and ask him for anything else. Well, yeah, because the biggest tell will be, like, if he's working on the next game at all. And if he is, he's probably not allowed to tell you that. You know? I highly doubt that he's, like, signing a contract to work on the next game and not signed an NDA by now, you know? Or working on the next game and not signing an NDA. Because isn't there a rumor that the next game, like, this year is going to be Black Ops 7 or, like, another Treyarch game? Which, for one, would not be a good idea. Because it means that they're going to take away all the development from Black Ops 6. Just like they did with Black Ops 4 and Cold War. What people need to understand is one of the reasons why Black Ops 3 is considered one of the greatest games is because that was the first time that Treyarch had a 3-year cycle, meaning they could really just go all out. And Black Ops 4, they also had a 3-year cycle, but then it was cut short during the DLC season. The Widow's Wine explosions don't really matter, because later in the game I'm just going to throw away my Widow's Wine grenades. That Stormbow shot was just really strong. Alright, possible Panzer. Okay, this is helpful. Dog round. Possible Panzer on a dog round. That's nice. Okay, that time I was able to do it. Nice. Okay. I don't know why I've been having trouble with that recently. In the last stream. I heard about BO7 possibly being a thing. I heard about it possibly being a Black Ops 2 remake. I wouldn't be opposed to a Black Ops 2 remake, but like they need to kind of keep it in the original engine, you know? Why does knifing the dogs only sometimes work?
Yes, I suppose you fit a bit. Even the Vezzer cries out for the blood of the two.
I don't know. I think a Black Ops 2 remake would be good, but they need to do it justice. They need to just like keep it in an engine similar to the original. They can't remake everything and make it Black Ops 6 style. And what worries me is inevitably they're going to be like, oh, let's add gobblegums. Let's add whatever overpowered thing they can do for the next game. Let's add elixirs back, Nebulium Plasma. it would just ruin it. Thanks.
I refuse to submit. No bark no more. Electrocution really is humane. Not that I mind.
They're like overrunning me in a way that I'm not appreciating right now. I'm a little surprised too, but I think that at the end of the day, even though people kind of treat Infinite Warfare sort of like Black Ops 4, where like not a lot of people played it, but those that did were like, all right, it was pretty good. Although, from what I've heard, like, Zombies in Spaceland is good, Rave in the Redwoods is alright, and the rest of the maps kind of suck. And also, Infinite Warfare as a whole flopped. If Zombies wasn't saving that game, then maybe the Zombies wasn't as great as people say, you know? I need to play it more. I need to give it more of an opportunity. Because here's the way I see it. Most people forget about this. Black Ops 3 wasn't well received. People did not like the exosuits. People did not like the campaign. Like, people were sick of non-boots on the ground games. They really didn't enjoy Black Ops 3. And the Zombies, I think in a lot of ways, was controversial. Many people who enjoyed Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 ended up quitting Black Ops 3 Zombies because they were like, Shadows of Evil's too weird and difficult, or the new maps are just like not the same style. AATs made things worse and ruined the meta. A lot of people didn't like Black Ops 3. Many people still in the community regard Black Ops 3 as one of the best games, but frankly, it's just one of the best games for the people that stuck around. They lost a lot of the fan base in Black Ops 3. But when Infinite Warfare came around, people were really sick of exo movement and, like, were not giving in to more of it. And so, like, the thing with Black Ops 3 is that Zombies, even though it was controversial, multiplayer wasn't well received. But the Zombies was strong enough to keep the game really strong. On Infinite Warfare, the multiplayer and the campaign were not well received, like, at all. But Zombies wasn't strong enough to, like, keep it going. It just flopped as a game. It didn't perform well. It didn't sell well. And even though people in the community who care a lot about Zombies go, oh, Spaceland was pretty good, Rave in the Redwoods was pretty good, like, 2 maps isn't enough to sell the game, you know? And I think that's sort of why Infinite Warfare Zombies didn't get a continuation or a remake or like, Lee Ross, it was Lee Ross who was in charge, right? He didn't work on any of the other games, I believe. I did. That's actually insane. Sub 20. Yeah, they had to throw in the COD 4 remaster because they knew that's what people really wanted. Stuck with Zombies since World at War started just before Shinonuma released. The storyline is the thing that kept you going. The story has always been interesting to me, but I've definitely lost the plot in Cold War. Like, I paid attention to the story all throughout Black Ops 4, but Cold War, I, like, didn't understand what was going on. Yeah, he left. Are you gonna play more 9 today, Jake? Cold War is where you left. I enjoyed Cold War more than many people did, but I also think it's one of the weakest entries in the series. Like, I would rank Cold War below... For Treyarch, I would rank Cold War below everything except for Black Ops 6. He messaged you about the most irrelevant thing. They're getting a little close to me. Cold War onwards hasn't been as fun, but you're still holding on. Cold War, I stuck with it, right? I 935'd Mauer, and that was kind of fun. Like, I'm trying to 935 one of the other maps at some point. Maybe D-Machine, or I don't know. I still need to do Forsaken, but maybe I'll do D-Machine first. But I don't know, that just doesn't seem that fun to do for 100 hours, if I'm being frank. But, like, Black Ops 6, I just have zero desire. I could not be bothered to high round that game, and I couldn't be bothered to do the Easter eggs, so I'm just not. You should say story-wise. Oh, okay. I'm like, I watched the cutscenes, but I'm clearly missing a lot of context. Like, I just remember in Black Ops 6, oh my god, Richtofen's back, and what does he want? The Sentinel artifact. And I was like, what are we doing here? Why are we... Just continue the Chaos story. You don't need to bring Richtofen into the Chaos story. You don't. The Chaos story was fine on its own. Arguably better. Their tracker for the rounds with the client was we didn't test if it went to 255 plus. What does that mean? Oh, because isn't there, are you talking about the Discord integration? Boss fights in BO6 are amazing. Yeah, but like, mutant injections. Boss fights, high rounds, mutant injections, like, score streaks just ruin everything. Doesn't matter what it is. Black Ops 6 high rounds are just so fucking cranked up. They're super difficult without mangler injections or a cheese strat. For the most part, yeah. It's like, the only way to high round is just spam score streaks where you're invincible. And that just sucks. The Discord linker? Yeah, I saw that. I noticed that the other day. And I was like, that's really cool. World at War through BO3 story is perfect. BO4, BO6 should have been chaos only. I mostly agree. I honestly don't mind where the Ether story in BO4 went. You know? Like, I think closing up another end of the story by breaking the cycle is a cool thing. My only problem is there's still one open link of the story, which is the ending of Revelations and the ending of Tagter Toten both rely on the Maxis ending of Buried. Like, the Maxis ending of Buried is what happens before both of those. But my question is, why didn't we explore the Richtofen end of Buried? There's no other end to that other than what happens in Buried. And that sucks. That would have been more fun. Let's talk about the zombies world where Richtofen's actually in control. I'm not that good at the game, but in BO3 I feel like I can live with movement. In BO6 the zombies are just so strong and fast. Yeah, like, I don't like the fact that they're faster than you. I also wish they did more with the ending of Tag. I don't like the fact that there was, no, like, real cutscenes, and it was, oh, whatchamacallit? Like, comic-style cutscenes. Although, in defense of it, Derizen's cutscene is comic style. Transit, Die Ryzen, Buried are comic style for the intro. And, like, those are some pretty good cutscenes, you know? I don't think comic style cutscenes is that bad. And I think it does fit with the comics that they did. It's just that the only downside is that Blood of the Dead's cutscene is, like, far superior to everything else in the game. No turned. I'm gonna get turned a little bit later when I get rid of my Stormbow. In BO4, there was supposed to be 2 endings with Victus remasters. Yeah. Actually, that sounds like a rumor. Also, love how I activated my Alchem just to immediately get a max. Doesn't matter. Thematically, you like Revelations and then tag ending, but I feel like they could have closed the story out with a lot more steps. Well, yeah, I think what people are disappointed about, me included, is there should have been a Great War map. Like, that's what the story is missing. You know? Or at the very least, they shouldn't have ended with 4 remakes. Like, I gotta say, it makes me really upset that the last map ever that we see the Primus characters on is a Nuketown remake. And if you think that's bad, then also remember the last map ever that we see the Ultimus characters on is a Nuketown remake. You're at 5 dying wishes to 210. That's not bad. Very end should have had a fully rendered cutscene like Blood. Yeah. They definitely could have done more. There's no denying that. And I think it's very obvious that there were constraints. There was supposed to be more DLC. There was supposed to be more time committed to the game. And the problem is, all that time that would have gone to Black Ops 4 instead went to Cold War. And Cold War wasn't good. Like, which really shows the massive drop in quality. I'd love the story of the Great War where Richtofen gets sent to the mob cryopod. That would have been interesting, setting that up, like doing it on a map instead of in the comics. That's one thing I think should have happened. Like, I don't think Blood of the Dead and Classified were perfect for what they were meant to do, you know? They were meant to be bonus maps for Black Ops 4 that also advanced the story, and then we should have gotten new Ether maps. We shouldn't have gotten 2 more remakes. That was where it went wrong. Blood of the Dead and Classified, I think, fit perfectly. Classified is the perfect bonus map. Like, oh, hey, let's add 1 new map that, like, just barely advances the story and also provides a little more context for where Ultimus has been since Moon. Because until Classified, we haven't played as Ultimus since Moon, which was really Black Ops 1, because on Black Ops 3, Moon wasn't new. Or the story wasn't new, the characters weren't new, it's just a remake. We haven't seen Ultimus since Black Ops 1, so it's great to have him back in Black Ops 4. And, like, find out what they've been up to. I like Mob being what breaks the cycle. What was Roshi at? I want to say he was at 213 last time he streamed, but he streamed like 2 weeks ago. One of 2 things is happening, and someone else will have to find out. Either he has switched to only streaming on TikTok, which is possible, or he's just died or something and stopped streaming. But it might be that he was only streaming on TikTok. Here, I'm gonna be lazy, but we're just gonna do this. The trap is set. Let's see just how well just gonna run. There we go. Having a Ghost Nikolai boss fight would have been the least they could do on tag? What? I don't know about that. I just wish the gaming industry would stop going for realistic looking games and take a step back and make good gameplay. I think that Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 were like realistic looking for the time. And I don't think it needs to be more than that, you know? There's a new patch coming for Boy. What does it do? In general, I love what BO4 did story-wise, but I feel like it was cut short. It was. That's the real problem with BO4. It's going to create unique game IDs display where the client text is to prevent splicing. That's actually a good feature. So, like, you can't load into a game and... so you have to play one game. BO2 will always look beautiful. It does look beautiful. BO1, I think, is a really good game. Well, you know, not only just for the time, I think it holds up extremely well. I could start using my Ragnaroks, like, and just planting them down to save ammo. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Is it faster? Is it the same? Every restart, it generates a new ID. That's really cool, actually. What's my gum pack? That's my gums. The usual. Like, this is what you should be using on most maps, arguably. Like, at least any map where you're using a wonder weapon, just max ammos. That's it. That's all you need. Especially a map like this one. I mean, I'm not going to be camping forever, and eventually the max ammos aren't going to be super necessary, but it just saves time. Why? Wanted to get a second opinion. Does Cold War look leagues better than Black Ops 6 to y'all too? Yeah. Yeah, it does to me. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Yeah. BO3 is peak Call of Duty graphics. I like the older graphics a little better. I like BO1 and BO2. But I do think BO3 went for a little bit more realism in a way that still feels very natural. Still feels like the next step up from the PlayStation 3 / Xbox 360 to the PlayStation 4 / Xbox One. And from the PC to the PC. I don't like the HUD on Black Ops 6, but I usually just change my HUD settings. I'm more disappointed I can't do so on Cold War, if that makes sense. You lost your textures last night? How many of your textures? No max, no double. Oh, that's bad. Could be worse, but like, that's annoying. Need a Great War map with a ton of crews from all the dimensions that... Another JFK map. I still think not including Grief on Black Ops 4 on Alpha Omega, or not having it actually be 8 players, big mistake. This is my problem with Alpha Omega. It's cool that there's 8 characters. It's really cool to have a map where you could play as Primus or Ultimus. My thing with Alpha Omega, it should have been 8 players, or at the very least, if you weren't going to make it 8 players. For some reason, on Alpha Omega, there can only be 1 Richtofen, 1 Takio, 1 Dempsey, and 1 Nikolai in the game. If you're playing with 4 players, it's going to be a Richtofen, a Takeo, a Dempsey, and a Nikolai. And that means we never get to see the Primus and Ultimus versions of the same character interact with themselves. Never. And there are actually glitches that would cause multiple of the same character, like a Primus and an Ultimus of the same character, to be on the map at the same time. They have no quotes interacting with each other. I think that's a huge... Isn't it to do with BO4 streaming textures? Yeah, BO6 does stream textures. BO6 is online only because you download the textures. I don't think that's necessary. Like, I think if you are making a game so massive that you can't even store the textures on the game, like on the disc, game's probably too big. I'm just gonna place these down. You were tracking your drop cycle, though, because you're forcing Tiger drops on boss rounds when you know it won't be a max. How do you force Tiger drops? You could force your character on the client. Can you force 2 players to be Primus Richtofen and Ultimus Richtofen, respectively? It would be awesome to have them interact. The only time we see them interact is literally in cutscenes. And even then, it's like just the classified cutscene, if you think about it, because basically none of them talk in Tag der Toten. And on Alpha Omega's cutscenes, only Nikolai's talking. Letting them out of the spawner. But I'm saying you can't guarantee that they're going to drop a power-up, right?
If only I had known how big they would grow.
Or can you? How often do they drop a power-up? It'll always give a drop. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I should try that. So when you track your drop cycle, it's just normal drop cycle, 2 full powers in the drop cycle, no max, or like max is separate. The AO interactions are super cool, not gonna lie. It sucks that the same character can't interact. Yeah. Be interesting to see what BO7 is going to be with apparently different version of the OG crew. I've been hearing that. I wanna see for myself before I confirm anything. Because we can't take every leak at face value. We don't actually know it's going to be BO7, even if there's a lot of rumors. Because your last drop was like 15 minutes into the round before, so you've killed more than enough zombies to get the power-up. Oh, that makes sense. Can I ask what you do for Panzer at these rounds? I don't have the Haymaker, just Death Ray and HVK is enough. But later in the game, I'm going to switch to the KRM, and that's easy enough to take down the Panzer. Hey, Mex, how's it going? Need ideas for what I want Steve Blum to sign on the fridge? Oorah, obviously. Was thinking Oorah Marines or eat lead maggot sacks. I mean, my honest advice, this would probably be the most pure way to do it. Ask Steve Blum what his favorite Dempsey quote is and have him write that. That would be the coolest thing. I don't know what his favorite Dempsey quote is, but I know that hearing it from him and him saying this is my favorite quote would be a cooler thing to have than you choosing. Arguably. Is Panzer health capped? Yes, but it like does scale for a while. It is capped right now. So like, if you go back, I had a Panzer around 70. If you want to see how I handled that Panzer, you can just go back in the stream to the beginning of round 70, and you can see how I handle it. It's pretty fine. I also had one on 65 if you want to see multiple instances. I'm gonna have one on either 75 or 76 if you wanna wait till then. So you could get 4 drops in a round, no max, right? Then next round is the boss round, so you're not gonna get a max until the round after probably, but it will be the first drop since it will be low on ammo. I think it's every 5 drops or so, but you have to be low enough to trigger the max. Maybe it's in the code somewhere, like how to enable the maxes. Because maybe there's ways to force it by intentionally using more ammo. Or not force it by not using ammo. I do like in BO6 how wonder weapons are actually used in high rounds. Yeah, that's the one thing, is like... The wonder weapons are pretty overpowered in BO6. In a way that's good, but like... But like, ammo shouldn't be buyable. BO6 would be a much better game if ammo wasn't buyable and ammo didn't fucking spawn on the ground from the zombies and the bosses. If you actually had to worry about where your ammo was going to come from, it'd be much different and it'd be much better. Because literally, I'm pretty sure the best strategy on the tomb is to camp in the corner facing the wall with the augment that makes it so that hits from your back are completely absorbed by your armor, and just spamming the ice staff. I think it just every certain amount of drops. BO6 does a lot of good. I don't know about that. Like, if I could remake BO6, I would completely overhaul it. I think the map design is fine. It's the gameplay mechanics for me. Get rid of score streaks, get rid of the health cap, get rid of ammo crates, and already you'd have a much better game. Just off of those 3 changes. Already you'd have a much more competitive game. Just off of those 3 changes. Oh, that's nice. Did you complete all of your challenges yet? Or do you have a max ammo left? I think the missed opportunity of the Dark Ether story was so far was not having any maps set inside it. Imagine Transit Remake, but set inside Dark Ether. That would be cool, because I feel like they could, like, really liven the place up. All the fog could be replaced with, like, purple jellyfish crap. Like the shit they had on D-Machine in the Dark Ether. You know what I mean? That would be a cool aesthetic. I don't think any game is perfect, but I do think that Black Ops 1's balance is the closest. You know? There's a reason why, for one, whenever I stream Black Ops 1, I get like 2 to 3 times as many viewers compared to even Black Ops 3, but especially compared to Black Ops 6. If I was streaming Black Ops 6, nobody would be watching, and I would be miserable also. Bus Route B. I mean, yeah, Bus Route B. Now you use both free maxes to play faster up till 160-ish. Doing 3/4 hordes with the Helion every time you had a Wraith fire, I'd throw the Wraith at the top of the stairs. You really have that map down to a science, which is great. So my question is, are you ever going to make tutorials on how to play those games? Or can I steal your footage and make tutorials? BO1 is great. Because here's the thing. Here's what I like about BO1, right? You have to take this from the perspective of us in 2010, right? All the weapons start to drop off in the 30s, sometimes earlier, right? Okay, but luckily the wonder weapon still works. Okay, but how do we get ammo for the wonder weapon? Well, you know, you have to use Gershes, or you have to use traps, or you have to do this, or whatever. Or you have to trade out, or, like, all these sorts of different ways. Where, like, every map in the game, even though most maps boil down to horde, kill, repeat, every map in the game works a little bit differently, you know? Some you use traps, some you do trade outs, some you do both. And playing against the reset timer forces you to play quickly and optimally and forces us to come up with really creative ways to beat records. Yeah, I put like a year into the map at this point. Zombie speed health in BO1 is so well done. Yeah, I like the fact that the zombies aren't faster than you know? Well, just straight optimization. Like, we thought my 253 had an insane time. If I go flawless, I might be 6 hours ahead. That's insane. You're becoming one of the best BO4 players, which is nuts. Which means I have to get one of my records back on BO4. I'll make an hour-long tutorial. I'm gonna make an hour-long moon tutorial somewhat soon. I just need many more hours to edit it. And here's my thing. Like, I don't have an upload schedule right now, but I have basically been uploading like once a week. I don't necessarily need to stick to that, but I'm just gonna pop this alchem. It's probably about to be the end of the round anyway, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. Oops. Oh well. We need hibernation. We do.
What do you have in store for me, art machine?
Well. Shit. Let's go this way. Okay. Sure, that makes sense.
I miss the days when I myself owned many different instruments of torture. I have plenty.
Okay, so guaranteed Panzer next round. I want to do Ancient Evil, I think. I also want to do T8 mod when. Evelyn, could you help us figure out hibernation on Black Ops 4? Someone needs to do it, because when that happens, Black Ops 4 is going to be totally revolutionized, and it might be all I play for the rest of the year. Or a legal save and quit mod. Do you guys think that first box patches are going to end up being allowed on Black Ops 1 and 2? Evelyn was not treated too great in that server. You don't think so? Is BO4 still tied to Treyarch servers? Not necessarily. There's a private client that you can use on PC. Pluto already won the vote? That's what I figured. Jake, you and I have to go for Call of the Dead soon. Like, would you want to do it at the end of this month? Like at the end of May? Like, not very moddable? It's very moddable. Black Ops 4 has some great mods. Like, I really want to try the Rampage Inducer mod and see if I can go for, like, an hour 100 on tag. I would support you doing a custom client. I'd pay you to do a custom client, frankly. I've gotten a little bit of YouTube money. A little bit off of the ad revenue. Can put that towards making my Black Ops 4 experience better. Yeah, someone made a Rampage inducer mod for Black Ops 4, which makes it like very similar to Cold War, but it's actually insane. When did you first get into zombies? I got into zombies in 2010, and I was 10 years old. I started playing, I literally was like playing Kino der Toten on Black Ops 1 at my friends' houses, and I begged my parents for an Xbox, and I got an Xbox. And I've been playing zombies ever since. I got it a little bit before Ascension released. The Xbox 360 that my parents got me, I still have to this day. It's right next to me in my apartment. Kino on the Wii. I did play Kino on the Wii. Here's the real truth. Here's how I actually got into it. Because my parents were hesitant to buy me a Call of Duty game because I was 10. And they were like, we don't know if Call of Duty's good, but here, I don't know if you guys remember this. Do you guys remember GameFly? It was like what Netflix used to be. You could order games and they would ship it to you, and you could like rent the game for like 2 weeks and then send it back. And my parents ordered on GameFly Call of Duty Black Ops 1 for the Wii, because I had a Wii. And they were like, okay, this seems fine. And then they bought me an Xbox because I really liked it. But I played Call of Duty on the Wii first. Oh, let me just focus and then I'll read chat. Oh, it worked that time. What? Why has that not been working up until now? Does my aim just suck? Okay.
I just can't get to it right now.
All right. Holy fuck, GameFly. Yeah. Yeah, that was the first time I played zombies on my own. Because I played at friends' houses first, but like... GameFly, I got Black Ops for the Wii. You don't want money. You want to know that what you're going to invest your time into is actually going to be used. Trust me, I can say for certain that if you invest your time into a good Black Ops 4 client with True Offline, with Hibernation, Jake and I are going to take every single record on that game. I'll even go for Dead of the Night if you do that. Maybe. Maybe not. I'll go for all the other ones, though. First game was BO1, but the first map you played was Knocked? That's interesting. Did you play it after the Resurrection DLC, or did you get the Hardened edition? You had the 360 and completed the World at War campaign, had no idea about zombies, and turned it off when the zombie runs at the camera? I used to be afraid to play solo. Like, I actually didn't feel comfortable playing solo matches until I started streaming, and like someone in my chat was like, play solo, and I was like, I never do that. And I played solo, and I got to round 10 on Mob of the Dead, because I sucked. But I've gotten a little better since then. A little. Your friend had the Hardened edition? That's sick. Look what you sent me. Function, get next power up. Okay. ZM power up max ammo. Okay, what does this mean? I don't know how to interpret this. You were too scared to play anything other than Noct because it was easier to camp on that map? Oops. I'm gonna have to pick that up. Oh, thanks. Glad I used my gum. You tortured yourself and beat Transit solo? That's something I haven't done yet. I don't know if I want to. Seems too reliant on RNG. I can't believe people figured out that was possible. Because, like, you need perfect teleports. And, like, a perfectly placed max ammo. It's kind of wild. I could do the DE Easter egg on around 255, maybe. Actually, no, I can't. You know why? One of the steps of the Easter egg is killing zombies with the bow. I can't do that on a high round unless I switch to the wolf bow. But that might not even work. I should go for the slowest Easter egg speedrun ever. Like 50 hours. Anyone remember the Noct boss fight at round 50 rumor? Yep, I remember. It wasn't around 50, it was around 100. I made a joke about it in my second most recent video, I think. Call of the Dead round 100 thing is just mental, I know. I want to go for... Well, I mean, probably I'm going to go for co-op Call of the Dead first. Hitler boss go hard. That would have been sick. It's real? I believe you. Evelyn doesn't want to make the client because that's all your streams will be for the next 2 years. You say that like that's not all you're going to stream for the next 2 years anyway. Too bad the Call of the Dead thing is controversial. Low-key, Jake, you and I should go for the record on Call of the Dead using glitch spawns. Let's make it real controversial. Like, oh yeah, you want to get to 139? Do it faster than us. Oh, I forgot to hit the gum. Oh well. Hey, fish. Not gonna be doing BO1 and BO3 since you can't do. Oh no, you're going to be doing BO1 and BO3 since you can't do anything else on BO4. Well, if Furret's videos go, well, his footage is all still there. But if some of that starts to go away, a lot of Black Ops 1 records are going to open up. Would fit better in Kino more than Noct? Well, I think it'd be either would be fine. Because Noct was the like start of Nazi zombies, you know? It's literally what the cutscene says. I love how they had to change the cutscene for Black Ops 3. I think that Noct shouldn't have been on Black Ops 3, and instead Call of the Dead should have been on Black Ops 3. Because then they could have actually made it so you have the Call of the Dead Shang Moon super Easter egg. So what exactly happened with Furret? From what I heard, he called the map Origins gay on stream, and he got banned for it because he got mass reported by people who didn't like him. And his account got banned, and then he was like, I'm quitting the community. You know, if Bod would open source his Project BO4, I'd have no issue contributing to a true offline experience. You stressing me out with that, Max? That or Mob? Well, Mob isn't Nazis. It's a little funny, but it's also just like sad for him, because wasn't he a Twitch partner? Not just an affiliate? Like, you know, when you're a Twitch partner, that's like that's a stream of income, you know? It's a lot of money. That's our community for you. I will say, I guess I kind of opened up the conversation by including that in my video. But there were a lot of people commenting on that video going like, oh, he's a cheater. And I'm like, I don't believe that at all. Like, I rewatched Krups's video to like get some context, and I was like, oh, so what you're telling me that the guy who got the highest round had the best luck? That's so strange. As if, but no, he's got to gatekeep everything because he thinks people will steal it. Steal it and do what? It's free. Steal his client? It's not even his game. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Death Tackle. Okay, let's hit the gum. Yeah, I'm just chilling. In plain sight. Let's hit for something better. That's better. That damaged one zombie. That monkey. That's funny.
I have harnessed this power before. I will harness it again. I have much to do. You're merely inconvenient. What I do is too important to entertain the idea of failure. Your death only fuels the storm.
I think the most hype you've ever been for zombies was the teaser trailer for Transit when Ted says welcome aboard. I will say, Transit's trailer was super hype. Is my stream good? Oh, never mind. My Discord just, like, disappeared for a second. Okay, we're fine. Ah, shit. I didn't mean to grab that. Oh, well. The transit trailer was pretty hype. I think for me the most, I liked the Shadows of Evil trailer a lot. Do you guys remember there was a period, like, when that first trailer dropped, where people were like, oh my god, are gums gonna replace perks? Oh, it's gonna be so strange. We just blew up the Earth beforehand, so the hype was worth it. I mean, yeah, seeing the destroyed Earth for the first time since Moon was actually a really hype moment for that trailer. How do you install Project BO4? GitHub. Yeah, just Google Project BO4 and find the GitHub. And it has the instructions. I like how the Civil Protector button is a test model and visible in the trailer. Or visible in the trailer. I've never noticed that. You know what fact always fascinates me? Do you guys remember when it was looking like the, hello? What's going on? Do community remasters hold up for proper high rounding? Depends on the map. And it depends on your definition of proper high rounding.
The tide turns in our favor.
Do you guys remember when it was looking like the rocket shield was going to be on Revelations? Because the rocket shield, not the dragon shield, was in the trailer. Which I thought was such an interesting choice that they had that. And I thought it was an even more interesting choice that, like, we all loaded into the map and we were like, oh, I guess it's the dragon shields. Guess people like that one better. I'll find it. Hold on. Here's the trailer for Revelations. This trailer was also insanely hype. Like, looking around and seeing, holy shit, it's gonna be like all these different maps. Little Arties are back, Apothecant Servant's back.
Just when you think the whole universe is against,
We're like, oh my god, that's the Kino stage. Oh my god, Apothecant Servant.
The whole universe is against us.
Oh my god, Elemental Margwa.
Choo-choo, freak bag!
That looks like a rocket shield to me.
Scarier than you. Choo-choo, freak bag! You contracted a severe case of gravity!
Everything has led to this moment.
Let me see. At 45. Oh, yeah. Yep, I see. There's a lot of old models in this.
Fight's over.
First of all, if you go back, you could hear the old pack-a-punched weapon sounds. Right here.
Fight's over. You lost.
Here's the other question. He's like cocking the weapon, implying that he just picked it up, right? This animation here is what you do when you just pick up the weapon. Meaning, where did he get it from? There's no wall buy in this room, and there's no pack-a-punch machine in this room.
Fight's over. You lost.
You know what I am? A fucking samurai killing machine. That's
I haven't watched this in a long time.
I don't even have to get my hands dirty.
This trailer was sick. Probably one of my favorites. Isn't that box location not there? Which box location? In the Ruby Rabbit? Could be the Gobblegum that Ooh, it could be that Gobblegum, you're right. It probably is. I skipped forward in the trailer. Maybe, have they shown off the gum machine yet? They haven't shown off the gum machine yet. In the Ruby Rabbit. Oh, yeah. That box location is not in the game. Look Discord when you can. Watch the top left. Oh, is this the new patch where, like, this is different every time? Up here? Yeah, I see. That's actually huge. That's really good for anti-splicing. That's huge. Okay. Yeah, box location that doesn't exist. You know what? This would be a fun video idea. Going through the trailers and, like, picking out all the things that didn't make it into the game.
samurai killing machine. That's what I am.
Trying to make it happen.
Would you guys be interested in that video if I like compiled all the trailers and found all the unused things or like the cut things? Yeah, you're right, the burlesque. I know what you meant. Clearly. Cuz I could do this for all the trailers. Remember when the gum machine moved? Why did they get rid of that? Like, why didn't they keep it so that the gum machine moved around the map? Is it a timestamp of when the game starts now? That's actually really cool. That'd be a sick video idea. Maybe that could be... My next one's gonna be a DE video, in all fairness. But that could be the,
That's like taking candy from a baby.
I could do that a couple videos from now. I need to do extra work on videos, like, Monday. Because this weekend, I cannot stream and I cannot work on videos at all. Because I have... work all day Saturday and 3 performances Saturday and Sunday. That's also true. That's not Shadows of Evil box design. That's the regular box.
You know what I am? A fucking samurai killing machine. That's what I am.
Is it after this or before this?
I don't even have to get my hands dirty.
Do it. 500 points to begin. Wait, was it earlier?
Yes, I would like some candy.
Look at these colors of the Gobblegums. Those aren't the colors. A red Gobblegum. Oh,
like
now
taking
it's purple.
candy from a baby.
Those aren't the colors.
Without the baby.
Yeah, that's the normal empty box
Use
model.
me with power, then shoo I will.
Let's see what this flavor does for me.
You guys are too slow, too dumb, and too dead.
This trailer was sick.
Oh, that's no good. What is that? What on earth? You know what's fucking weird? I don't consider this shit weird anymore.
I'm just noticing he exits beast mode. There's no beast mode. There's no way to enter beast mode where he's standing right here.
What the hell is that?
I just know this ain't gonna be a fair fight.
Come on, you flying shit.
We'll never surrender.
On a Saturday night.
Pre-order now and get access to the multiplayer beta.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah, that's the normal box. That's crazy. There's a lot of stuff that was cut. Got my wife beat. She only has 2 faces. That's a really good quote. Ah, shit.
I have harnessed this power before. I will harness it again.
76 Panzer, 81. I want that insta-kill. I also want that max ammo. Go and have a look at the trailers and see if you can notice other interesting things. Does BO3 have insta-kill rounds? No, it doesn't. On BO3 and BO2, the zombie's health caps at round 162.
What I do is too important to entertain the idea of failure. One day they will tell stories of my bravery. And your brain boils beneath the skin. Scream all you want. It will not do any good. I am not your friend.
So only World at War BO1 and BO4? Yes.
Even the prison cries out for the blood of the doomed. I must find myself a more advantageous position. What's the backer?
Black Ops 4 has true insta-kill rounds as opposed to Black Ops 1 and World at War. Because on Black Ops 1, basically their health goes negative, but the game kind of has a fail-safe in check that's like, hey, the zombies' health can't be negative. Let's reset their health back to what their health is on round 1. But on Black Ops 4, the zombies' health is just actually negative. And the reason it breaks all of the infinite damage weapons is because the infinite damage weapons do zombies' health +1 damage. Actually, zombies' health +666, but, like, effectively the same thing. But if the zombies' health is negative and you add 666 to a negative number, it's still just a negative number of damage. Actually, I remembered one. I think the Voyage of Despair trailer shows the Haymaker. Or the Brekkie. Is it the Brekkie? I didn't know that, actually. I would have to go through all the trailers and start making notes. The question is like, I think the focus should be on gameplay trailers, I believe. Because like, do cutscenes released as trailers count? Like, does the Call of the Dead cutscene count? Even though there's no, like, machetes on the map? Things like that? Cutscenes don't count. It's the Brecci. Will we ever get around 10,000 again? Not on any map that isn't Shinonuma, that's for sure. Unless they, like, really change how zombies works in the next game, but that probably wouldn't be good. You also think the Draken is shown somewhere? Voyage of Despair story trailer is the Brecci at 129. I kind of want to look. It'd be good clickbait, though. Round 10,000. At 129. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's a Brecci, all right. That's definitely a Brecci. That looks like the ABR, and this is the Swordfish. Yep, that's a Brecci. Nice find. I'm gonna have to really analyze this thoroughly. Thanks for the max ammo. Gets it out fully in first-person view. Oh, does he? Wait. Look at this. This is a Molotov. That is not a Wraithfire. Also, this is probably a real wall weapon. What weapon is this? That's a Molotov. Actually, also, this might be copyrighted. Yeah, that's the Brecci. No question about it. You're right. Shit, I forgot that was there. Oh well. Hold on. It has the blue flame because it's like the early Wraithfire. Molotovs are in the game, just not accessible by normal means. It's console command. Why did that kill like nothing? Just remembered about day 1 jumping tigers on 9. Yeah, the day 1 tigers on 9 were brutal. Because remember, you had 150 health on normal difficulty. There was no way to increase your health besides armor, which was always temporary. It was weird, because they were like, oh, you have 150 health and no jug, but like, don't worry, there's armor, so you can always increase your health. But like, the only ways to get armor are stronghold and your specialist and elixirs. And when you put your specialist away, you lose your armor. And then they were like, okay. And they fixed it. All right, possible Panzer. That's what I was trying to do the last few times, and it wasn't working, and now it's working. I don't know if their health is lower or if I'm just bad, or if I was bad and now I'm not bad.
I get to stop. What's the killing? What's the maiming? No, I'm just kidding. The trap is set. Let's see just how well it scales our enemies. I have harnessed this power before. I will harness it again.
I love the dynamic the Panzer has on DE. What do you mean by that? Like, you actually have to deal with him, unlike Origins where the Ice Staff just takes him out. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. The bows are very weak against the Panzer. Oh shit. I wanted the death machine, not the... I'm not even gonna use the death machine. I'm gonna use the max ammo. 253, you can see the Draken and the 9 Mad Hatter trailer. I'm gonna start compiling these into a list. Not to take away from Origins, of course, but I like how it works in DE. I like the Panzer in... I think the Panzer in DE actually is a boss that you have to deal with. I mean, one could argue that, like, using the Death Ray is kind of cheese, but I don't think it's cheese. I think it's just strategic planning. You know? Like, cheese is using the Thunder Gun to insta-kill it on Revelations. That's cheese. On the Buried Always Running trailer at 128, Marlton is standing on a desk in the courthouse. That's not possible. Is it the big judges table or one of the smaller desks? I'm pretty sure you can stand on the desks. You can stand on some of the tables in the saloon. I forget about the courthouse. But also remember, you have the paralyzer. I think you can fly onto a lot of them. And jump down from the top. The Die Rise trailer also has a lot of interesting things. Listen, if people hate Die Rise for its verticality or things like that, they would really hate what the trailer looked like. Smaller desk. That's funny that that's first.
Die Rise takes place in the Far East. That's for the first time we
Here, pay attention here. He's jumping down the shaft, right? This is where the Galvanuckles are. And this is just a pit. Like, there's not a full platform here like there normally is. Like, if you thought the verticality was difficult on Die Rise already, this version of Die Rise would have been so much worse.
We're combining open areas of gameplay as you will get open.
Which side is up and which turn is it allows players
to turn.
They haven't wanted to do for a long time, which is
wreak havoc, trying to take that as that lone.
I can't believe we didn't get more turned maps. I just realized something. Press V to cancel shot. When I switch to my controller, it switches on screen, even while I'm paused. That's funny. Yeah, on it, because here's the big difference for me from the Zelensky era to the Blundell era, and really from both of those to the modern day. Shang having Olympia shooting thrice, that could be something to include if I find that there isn't that much stuff. But I feel like there's going to be enough more interesting things. You know what I mean? Buried has turned too. Yeah, Buried has turned and Diner has turned, and that's it. What was I going to say? I loved the trailer so much more when they showed the behind the scenes, because when you look at some of those old trailers, the message of the trailer is, hey, look how cool we made this new map. We tried experimenting with these new gameplay features that we think will be fun for the player. And I think the perfect example of this actually is the Moon trailer. Also, these were cool. The Zombie Lab. I loved these trailers. Not this. Is it going to be a yellow wave gun? No, not in this trailer.
Resurrection has 4 original World at War maps with a new twist.
Farouk, Moon.
If you bought the collector's edition, you're gonna get Moon for free. If you didn't get the collector's edition, you're gonna get these remastered maps, and you're gonna get Moon.
This pack is really for the zombie fan, sort of our season finale, really.
Crazy how they did this instead of multiplayer DLC.
Back when we started, we wanted to make sure that we were always escalating from there. That everything got a fresh,
Listen to this quote.
Fresh way to play at every map that we came out with. I realized if we're gonna shoot people up into the air with water, we're gonna need something bigger than that. And what's bigger than that but floating?
Literally. He was thinking to himself, oh, in Shangri-La, we shoot people up with water. How can we do something cooler? Let's do floating. And I love that because this entire trailer is like, look how fun we made the new map. Look at all these experimental things that we're trying to make the new map more fun. And I love that. And I love that they tried things. And not everything worked. But when they showcased the trailer, they're like, this is how we made the map more fun.
Kind of started working on the idea of going to the moon.
And that, I think, is just so much better.
The team really wanted to create with Moon the ultimate zombies playground. It's the culmination of with Moon the ultimate zombies playground. It's the culmination of new features that we've introduced since launch in all of our DLC, plus
Yellow wave guns.
a whole plethora of new gameplay features.
This map has almost something from every map in the DLCs. You have caves, outdoor space, buildings, structures.
I think my favorite part of the moon map in terms of sound design is
The last DLC to have a map like, or have a trailer like this is Buried, I believe. Where they go like, where they're interviewing the devs and saying, this is how we made the map more fun, you know?
Zombies, and actually quite the opposite's true because everybody's floating. You have no control, so you kind of sail past your intended turning point, which is really challenging.
we are trying to tell a story.
Wait. Thompson.
We are trying to tell a story in an action game, which has got a lot of challenges.
Origins had it too?
It is all about creating an entirely
Oh, fog rolling in, right?
that is going to let players have a totally different experience inside of Call of Duty. We feel
Because it had the intro cinematic. Did I mention the 1,000-foot robots? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Gameplay trailer parody? I've never seen this.
First, DLC 4 represents the last DLC pack for Black Ops 2, so we thought we'd go out with a wow. Origins is exactly what it says on the tin. We're going back to the very moment where the four heroes meet for the first time. Nikolai, Dempsey, Takeo, and of course, Richthofen. This is not for the faint-hearted. These characters are meeting surrounded by the horrors of fog rolling in.
That's where your combat experience is. I love
fog rolling in. Origins
takes place in
fog rolling in.
We pay homage to
fog rolling in.
Origins is one of my favorite maps of all time.
We have a larger scales of fog rolling in, further enhanced by dynamic fog rolling in. Our World War 1 has a thematic twist. The map features fog rolling in for the first time. Wow. We've introduced the fog rolling in. The map features 1,000-foot fog rolling in, striding across the landscape. It also provides hazards for the
and
skilled
fog
player.
rolling in.
This zombies map really has to be seen to be believed.
The fans who've been with us for a very long time are really going to appreciate what this pack is about.
Fog rolling in.
It'll be available on August 27th, first on Xbox Live.
This is
By the way,
before...
did I mention the giant fog rolling in?
This is before Origin even dropped. That's crazy. The horrors of fog rolling in. Okay, I do have to keep playing DE. I want to get to round 100 in the next hour, which shouldn't be difficult at all, but... I'm gonna get off stream at like 4, which is in an hour from now, a little over. I'll probably be past round 100, but I just want to ensure that I get there, which means I have to stop watching trailers right now. What power-up is that? I literally can't see. That's a nuke. Yeah, Transit was one of those better in concept maps, you know? I kind of like the concept of Transit, I just don't like how it was executed. Because I feel like having like a bunch of separated mini maps that you can travel between is a cool concept. If they were gonna do it better, I would arguably say just make it impossible to travel through the fog. Make it so you can only travel via the bus. And also make it so the jet gun parts are all in the town and not spread across the whole map. Because then you're kind of like forced to stay in one area or wait for the bus to move to a different area, and like the bus leaving without you can be much more detrimental, and also no denizens. You know what I mean? I feel like that would have been an interesting way to handle it. That could be a challenge in itself. Transit, but you're only allowed to travel via the bus. You're not allowed to travel through the fog. Wouldn't be super difficult, all things considering. Although, if you did that challenge, the jet gun would automatically be out of bounds, like off limits, because you can't get the jet gun without going through the fog. Because you have to get to Noct. Unless you said, like, you're allowed to get off at the cornfield and the, oh, shit. And the hut. Not paying attention. Oops. Excited to see what Zella and Dobby do with Transit because their die rise improved a lot for casual gameplay. What did die rise? I guess die rise has flopper now. That's one thing. What else did it change or improve? Because I felt like, to me, it looked very similar to the original. At least, like, all the strategies are just Slickifier again. Which makes sense, but... The Moon Cinematic Coming Home trailer, there's the MP40. Oh, the key system? Yeah. This shows how influential Zombies was for me as a young teen. I sold my Xbox One for PS4 to get the maps early. I did the exact same thing. I sold my Xbox One to get the early DLC a little bit before Zetsubo came out. Because I remember DE came out, and I had to go to a friend's house to play it for 30 days. And he was impressed that I was able to, just by YouTube tutorials, figure out how to build the Stormbow. And I camped to round 30, which was high at the time. Yeah, I'd imagine die rise would be much better with more control over the elevators. So that does seem like a welcome change. Round. Let's hit the gum. Give it to me. Yeah, that's one thing that that's one thing that will disappoint me about not having Transit, Die Rise, and Buried in Chronicles, is not having the shared inventory system. I will say that's one thing that Mob of the Dead really revolutionized, the whole shared inventory quest system, which is like a core feature of Black Ops 3, and to a lesser degree, Black Ops 4. I don't like on Black Ops 4 how the parts aren't labeled. You know? I like that they're all labeled on the bottom. I didn't mean to shoot that.
What I do is too important to entertain the idea of failure. One day they will tell stories of my bravery. Not very offensive. Refuse to submit.
Hope they approach transit with the same quality of life improving mindset they had on Die Rise. Do you think they would make the bus more controllable? Like, do you think you'd be able to drive the bus or like control where it goes? Also, I still want to see them port Ancient Evil to Black Ops 3. I think that would be so much fun to play. Now that would be arguably easier to port because it's already in the same engine. Mostly. Just have to add the perks and whatnot. I remember during BO2 cycle, every DLC had those fake DLC posters. Yeah. Oh my. People used to make all sorts of fake posters with remade maps, firing range coming back, and new weapons. The thing that was funny is everyone made those fake posters with new weapons because they thought, oh, they added the Peacekeeper. They're going to add weapons to every DLC. And then they only added the Peacekeeper and nothing else the whole time. Or do you think that, more importantly, do you think they'll add a bus route B? Maybe. I do, well, yeah, fear was real. First strike, escalation, annihilation, resurrection. F-E-A-R. F-E-A-R. Unless you count first strike as 2 words, which it is, in which case it's Fasir. F-S-C-A-R. And then they didn't do that for Black Ops 2. I will say, I also miss when the DLC packs had names like that, you know? Black Ops 3 had those. Black Ops 4 didn't, I think. Because Black Ops 4 didn't do a normal DLC cycle. I don't want to have to use this Alchem. I want the round to be over. But it's looking like I'm going to have to use this Alchem. Let's just use it. Let's not take any unnecessary risks. I mean, that makes sense. Bus Route B could be a fun side Easter egg, but like, if you made it a whole thing, it could be too much of a change. Make a Bus Route B more like that George tribute on the Call of the Dead remake, where it's like a little thing that you can unlock something, but doesn't affect much. I wonder if the quality of maps from Cold War and BO6 would be better if we all still paid for maps. I think the answer is yes, I hate to say. Oh, that's good. I used my Alchem before the dog round. That's nice. DLC names are so much better than Season 3 Reloaded. I never understood the whole seasons thing. Because they're just like taking... Because what I don't like about the season layouts is like they're taking things that would have just been included in the maps that they could have teased and be like, we're adding this perk. We're adding this weapon. We're adding this gobblegum. And I'm like, you could just add it. Hey, we're adding this perk in 4 weeks. Just announce it in a trailer. Don't give us a roadmap for something that starts now, but not all the content's out yet. I think they're mainly expanding the areas, making bigger, like making Noct an actual place, making town bigger with more stuff. Didn't it all span from Fortnite? Yeah, it's all Battle Pass. Fortnite ruined many things about the gaming industry, but it's also just because of how they revolutionized it. They were like, let's make a completely free-to-play Battle Royale, which didn't exist at the time, and you only pay for the cosmetics. Unheard of. And then every company started doing, let's make the games free and you just pay for the cosmetics. And then companies started doing, let's make the games paid, but keep doing battle passes so you just pay extra for a bunch of cosmetics that you have to earn. You have to pay for the opportunity to earn it. And that's a crazy concept to me. Did I scare you there with that max? Remember when loot boxes were our only problem? Yep, I do. Another reason why Black Ops 3 was soured by much of the community. People did not like supply drops, which started in Advanced Warfare, I believe. But Black Ops 3 definitely made the supply drops like pay to win. Because they put all the weapons they added, instead of just adding the weapons or instead of making the weapons just straight up paid, it was just in loot boxes. Found it cool in Fortnite as is F2P and buying one battle pass would grant you enough to gain currency indefinitely. Yeah. That was one thing that Fortnite did right, is like if you actually grinded it, you only had to pay for it once. Because it gave you the currency. Charging $70 for the game for less content is just crazy. You know, because Black Ops 6 is not going to have nearly as much content as Black Ops 4 even. Different attachment styles. Yeah, I have a bunch of attachments unlocked on Black Ops 3 that are just like, they just look different. Stop hitting me. Stop hitting me. Well, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, hate Fortnite all you want. I hate them passionately. I hate Fortnite. But they revolutionized the industry. They made so much goddamn money off of that game. They made so much money. You know, they just nailed it. Plus, putting it on mobile, too. Got all the kids in school addicted to it. One of the first games to really revolutionize cross-platform in a way that, like, was never done before, where you can just load into a lobby with anyone on any platform, including mobile. It's really impressive how they did that, you know? I remember at my high school graduation, the kid next to me was just playing Fortnite the whole ceremony on his phone. Yeah, everyone forgot that Fortnite had a single player. Zombie mode gave free V-Bucks. What was the zombie mode even about on that game? Like, how did that work?
What I do is too important to entertain the idea of failure.
That was 7 years ago. That's insane. It's scary how quickly time's flying. 7 years ago, Donald Trump was president. Wait.
I miss the days when I myself owned many different instruments of torture. Who am I kidding? I have plenty. They deserve no better.
You built a base with traps and hoped it worked? Okay. That's interesting. Trample Steam moment.
I love what you've done, Mr. Blitzcroft.
Don't go into the stairs. There's no zombies down there. Can I get a max ammo? Or am I gonna have to alchem this round? True though, it got pretty hard. I wouldn't know. Nuke. Your character had damage abilities too and guns. That's interesting. I'll definitely never end up playing it in my life, but it's good to know. No max ammo this round. What's the best wonder weapon ever? The Apothecary Servant, but I would argue probably the Black Ops 6 jet gun is better. It's infinite ammo, infinite damage, and no downsides. But I usually say the Apothecary Servant. The Apothecary Servant's just safer than the jet gun. Just saw that Seth Rogen is a skin? What? Why are they doing that? Call of Duty does that too. They make real life people into skins. I feel like that's very strange to me. Not just like playable characters like the celebrities in Call of the Dead, just like you know. If they don't have his laugh, it's not worth it. Do you remember when Snoop Dogg was an announcer voice on COD Ghosts? I wasn't paying attention to my ammo. I needed to pop the alchem. Jet gun went from the best wonder weapon on paper to the best wonder weapon. I don't think it's the best wonder weapon on paper, but I think it's one of the best. I have a ranking system for wonder weapons, right? It's a 4-point system. So there's 4 questions that you ask for every wonder weapon. If the answer is yes, or if the answer is a positive, it gets a point. And if the answer is negative, it doesn't get a point. And you ask the 4 questions, and wonder weapons that rank 4 out of 4 are the best, and wonder weapons that rank 0 out of 4 are the worst. And then you can kind of use the scale of 1, 2, 3 to like rank them. And the questions are, does it do infinite damage? Yes or no? And that can be within context. Like, on Black Ops, if it's a Black Ops 4 weapon, or a Cold War weapon, or a Black Ops 6 weapon, does it do infinite damage on the round that the health cap is? Which might not literally be infinite, but like, can it kill zombies on any round? That's number 1. Number 2 is, generally how many zombies can it kill with the full ammo capacity? Can you kill a lot of hordes? And that's like kind of open-ended of like what we're looking at for the highest here are the Apothecary Servant. We're looking at the jet gun, which is infinite kills. We're looking at the baby gun with 48 shots, which could kill 24 zombies per shot. Was that number 2 or number 3? Number 3, can it save you if you are trapped in a corner? If you're stuck in a corner, you only have the wonder weapon, can you shoot this wonder weapon to get you out of the corner and not die? The jet gun is one of those ones that is probably a no usually. The Apothecary Servant's a yes. The thunder gun's a yes. The baby gun's a maybe. The wave gun's a yes. The wonder waff is a no. And then, fuck, what was number 4? It was, hold on. I just dropped my controller. Oh, yeah, the last one was, is it easy to use? Meaning, can you spam it at the floor and be okay, like I am with the Stormbow? Can you sit in a corner and just spam it? Do you have to train the zombies up in order to use it efficiently? Right. And the rating system isn't meant to be like either 100% yes or 100% no. It's meant to, like, you can give partial points. So, like, the Wonder Waff can maybe save you, but, like, usually it doesn't. So maybe you give it 0.3 there. Maybe you give it 0.5 on that one. Baby gun, maybe, maybe not. And the other thing to consider is you have to treat the wonder weapons within their own game. The Black Ops 6 Ice Staff is better than the Black Ops 2 Ice Staff, but the Black Ops 3 Ice Staff is better than the Black Ops 2 Ice Staff. Like, the jet gun on Black Ops 6 is better than the jet gun on Black Ops 2. Really like the Forsaken melee wonder weapon. That one's not nearly as strong as people think. It drops off in like the 40s. It cannot save you from a corner. It cannot do infinite damage. So that's the system, right? Does it do infinite damage? Does it kill a lot of zombies, relatively speaking? Is it easy to use? And can it save you if you're trapped in a corner? The weapons that answer yes to all of those things generally tend to be the best. And one of the only weapons that definitively answers yes to all those things is the Apothecary Servant. It 2 slices on health cap? Yeah, it's like 2 on normal zombies, 3 on zombies that are enhanced by the disciples. So that's the thing to consider. You know, and like, there's a lot of relativity because it's very difficult to compare the Chrysalax or the Ray K or the Cerberus to something like the ray gun or the Wonder Waff on the older games because they just work differently. Like the ray gun on Cold War is just much more powerful than any other game. So it like depends. But maybe that's a video idea. It's not a maybe, it is a video idea. I do want to do it. The problem is it's going to be like an hour-long video, and I need to get footage of every single wonder weapon ever in order to make it. Because the video idea is going to be ranking every single wonder weapon. I could also make a video that's just why the Apothecary Servant's the best wonder weapon, but I think the ranking system works better if I can literally show why I'm ranking it with my system, you know?
Electrocution really isn't humane. Not said I mind.
Which, trust me, I will do it. But, like, It's gonna take some work.
The mechanical creature has returned once more. Hello? Starting up a trap. Don't anyone wander into it by mistake.
Ah!
That one hurt. Teensy bit.
Get out of my way! I'm gonna throw this and hit the gum again while I can. Okay, that's awkward. Oh well. Do I cap my FPS at 60? I do.
I hope that death proves to be at
No need for more. VR11? That's another one. Is like, does VR11 do infinite damage? Yes. Can it kill a lot of zombies with the ammo? No. Can it save you when you're trapped in a corner? No. Is it easy to use? No. Asterisk, VR11 on co-op. Can it kill a lot of zombies with the full ammo? Yes. Is it easy to use? No. Can it save you when you're trapped in a corner? No. Do you see what I mean? Like, so you could argue, does it kill a lot of zombies? Maybe. 0.5. You're not playing fast enough? Playing plenty fast. It's a super niche wonder weapon? Yeah. Is the distraction not reliable enough to save you from a corner? Usually no, I believe. Usually it's not. Oh, the good thing is I actually know where my gum cycle is. I got 2 shopping frees in a row. This zombie isn't dying. Have you considered using the other strat? Which other strat? What did the VR11 do in Modern Warfare 3? Don't ask me. I never bought that game. I don't know. The faster strat? Which faster strat? The one in the KRM wall buy? That's not faster. It's not even close. I also can't do that one if I'm doing this one, because I need to keep one of the doors closed by the first room. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. You don't know the Samantha Easter egg on Modern Warfare 3? Never played Modern Warfare 3. Hardly even saw one by the gumball by the HVK. I can't because I need. That's a short-term strategy, meaning it is faster to round 100, but it doesn't get you much further than that because when the Stormbow drops off, you need to switch to a Deadwire strategy. But you can't do Deadwire in that room because you need both doors open in order to run this. And if you ran the strategy in that room only, you would have to open this door instead. so it doesn't work. How's the clock tower compared to this strat? Also slower. You can do cherry strat there. You can, but it's much less safe. And it's also slower. Well, not that much slower, but like, it's much less safe. This is just better. There's no escape over there. If you get a bad, like, electric, or if you get a bad dead wire or a bad electric cherry activation, like, you're just trapped. Whereas here, you can run that way. Does Stormbow ever drop off? Yeah, it drops off starting around 121. It makes torso zombies. Go to my YouTube shorts and I have a quick explainer. One of my, like, my either second or third most recent YouTube short, which I don't do many YouTube shorts, but unless you're running a 110 plus, well, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to go to 255, ideally. Which map has the fastest round 100? I think D Machine. For Black Ops 3, I believe it's Moon. Or is it Ascension? Probably Moon. Rev? It's not Rev. Do you use Perfect Box? No, I don't. Well, I don't have fire sales active, if that's what you're asking. Let me hit the gum. Oh wait, is this gonna cost me 1,000,000 points? Now I'll hit the gum. There we go. My shield's about to break. I meant to activate that trap. Definitely Rev. I don't think it is definitely Rev.
The trap is set. Let's see just how much they have our enemies.
Pretty sure it's not Rev, actually. Okay. Alright, there's my drops. You can do sub 310 on Rev 100. My PB is like 305, I think. But I'm pretty sure the world record is fastest on Moon. Do you use some workshop mod to use Megas offline? Not a workshop mod, just a patch. If you go on my channel and you go to my Shadows of Evil round 255 video, I have the patch linked in the description if you want to download it. But it's similar to the workshop mods. Did you ever upgrade the shield on Shadows of Evil? No. Because if you upgrade the shield, as soon as your shield breaks, it just goes back to unupgraded. It's not worth upgrading on Shadows of Evil. So does dog health not scale? No, not really. It scales at the beginning of the game, but like once it is the 4th dog round of the game, it's capped out. Not on any game. Doesn't scale. Or like, I should say it scales the same way, which is like, it caps out on like round 20. Hold on. What do you do if you run out of storm ammo? You switch to Deadwire and you use the Ragnaroks. You use the cherry strategy. What's the point of 255 with megas? Just for fun. It's not that I'm using the megas to necessarily help me do it easier or faster or anything like that. I just it helps me save a few hours. Not that many hours, but like enough. And also, which list would I rather be on? Would I rather be on this list? Or would I rather be on this list? I'd rather be the second person listed on this category than the 19th listed on this category. 18th, whatever. Yeah, eventually I will be dropping the Stormbow completely and we just go Deadwire for the rest of the game. On round 121, that is. Not many 255s on megas? Nope. Because megas on this map doesn't save you all that much time, really. Like, it's nice, but it just really helps with the setup because I'm lazy. That's kind of it. And there's kind of that, like, added benefit of, like, you can technically get unlimited downs if you get quick revive back enough times, but I'm not gonna need it, I think. Hoping to play flawless, ideally. Yeah, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't super matter, but it's like just one extra way to be lazy. I'm just, like, I'm playing this game, I want the 255, you know, but I'm playing this game to chill, have fun playing some zombies, hang out with chat. Like, those are the #1 goals. 255 is the second goal. You know, can I theoretically do both pretty easily in this game? Yeah. Like, will I probably do both in this game? Yeah. But, you know, we're just chilling. We're just hanging out. That's the goal. What's the estimated time to 255? Like 50-ish hours? So I have a ways to go. I do need to speed up a little bit because I want to be on 100 by 4 o'clock, and that's looking like it might not happen. That's nice. Keep BO3 because anybody can get 255? I don't believe that's necessarily true. Like, I mean, if you count round robin and power vacuum, then yeah, anybody can get to 255. But I don't believe that there's any map on the game, including Revelations, that's like purely a free 255. I mean, you can play without gums and no AATs. That's the more interesting way to play, but I just like main category better. What round can Fire Tunnel strat get you in Origins? So the Ice Staff technically drops off, but there is... Because the Ice Staff does the same thing it does on BO2, where it creates frozen zombies, but you can still just kill the frozen zombies in one shot. So there is actually a new strat. Hold on. When I say new strat, I mean like 2 days ago. You can camp with frozen zombies. So like the zombies don't die to the Ice Staff, but you can kill them with the weapon. And so what he's doing is he's shooting the Ice Staff and then shooting this bullet weapon to kill the zombies. And then he's using turn to help him. You can do this. The only thing is you're eventually going to run out of ammo. So, like, you can't do this the whole game. Don't discredit the people on the leaderboards. Clearly not everyone can do 255. Yeah. There's a couple things about doing a 255. You have to get lucky a little bit. Obviously, some maps are mostly skill and not luck, and some maps don't take that much skill at all, really, like Revelations, but there's luck involved. You have to not crash. You have to, like, make sure that you don't get a bad spawn or accidentally make a single mistake the whole game and F up. Ask Jake when he comes back. His highest round in Revelations is 254. He's been to 200 plus 3 times already. He never got the 255 because he made one stupid mistake and his game ended. You could use this at BO2. You can on BO2, but it's not faster on BO2. This is pretty intense, personally. Like, I wouldn't want to run like this because it's difficult. It's really fast, but like... He literally says in the description, you have to leave if your shield breaks. Like, you have to, because right here, the zombies are right behind you. It's really intense. I got to 200 plus 3 times on Revelations before I got my 255, and all 3 of those times I crashed. That looks like it needs 100% attention. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be reading chat doing that strategy. That's why I want to play DE. I get to read chat, I get to hang out. What's the SPH? It's really fast. It's like 8 or 9. If that strat's new, what did people do before? So what you saw, you can camp in the fire tunnel for the first 121 rounds with no issues. The problem is after round 121, you create frozen zombies, meaning you need to use the bullet weapons. What people used to do before is they would just train either in the bottom of excavation or at Gen 3 or at Gen 4, and they would use AATs and they would get rid of the Ice Staff. But this new strat really, like, high-level difficulty, but it allows you to use the Ice Staff to play faster, is the idea. But like I said, you literally can't do it forever. Your Ice Staff runs out of ammo, and you need to switch to using AATs again. So it's not like it would be a better high round strat, it's more of a faster high round strat with higher risk. Because right now, Origin's 255 speedrun is something like, it's like 90 hours, and this would push it to be a little faster than that. But like, you can still just do it slower and do it in 90 hours if your goal is to get there and not to get there fast. Have to go for now. Good luck. Enjoy the stream. Thanks for stopping in. I'll catch you in the next one. Wonder if anyone's triggered the ending cutscene at around 255. I'm pretty sure someone has. I'm pretty sure it's been done on every... Maybe not on Zetsubo. It's definitely been done on Revelations. Might have been done on Horizon. I could do it on Horizon, possibly. I don't know if I will, but... I feel like round 100 might take me longer than the next 15 minutes, which means I might have to end stream before round 100, which I was hoping not to do, but it clearly means that I spent too much time pausing, looking at trailers, and explaining things during the stream. Doesn't really matter. Hey, Mr. JZM, what's your least favorite map to high round in each game? World at War, I would say Knocked. BO1, I would say Knocked. BO2, I would say Bus Depot. BO3, I would say Knocked. BO4, Dead of the Night. Cold War, Firebase C. Black Ops 6, all of them. And if you want to know what my least favorite map to high round of all time is, Dead of the Night. Hey, Mob, thanks. I appreciate it. Got plenty of vids coming soon. Got a few ideas that I'm working on at the moment. It's gonna give me a max ammo, watch. What about Exo Zombies? I only played the first map, and I hated it. So I wouldn't even know. It's definitely the worst zombies experience, that's for sure. I'm not even gonna use that insta-kill. Actually, maybe I will. No, I'm not going for it. Do you enjoy the non-Treyarch games? I did not enjoy Exo Zombies, and the others I didn't really give enough of a chance to comment on. Like, I've only played Infinite Warfare like 3 times, and I've never played World War II, so I just honestly wouldn't know. Although I do, it's interesting, I own World War II. My friend bought it for me because he and I were living together my sophomore year of college, and he was like, hey, is it cool if I use your PlayStation? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And he bought himself a copy of World War II for my PlayStation, even though he didn't own a console because he wanted to play it, and I still have it. So I could give it a chance, but eh. World War II is a solid launch map, but the DLC wasn't great. That's what I've heard. Also, I've seen some of the high round strategies on World War II. Which map was it that, is it like Bodega? Oh no, it's Altar of Blood. Look at this high round strategy. Is it Altar of Blood? Yeah. Like, just the whole game. And then let's look at, which is the other one? USS Mount Olympus. I actually don't know this one. Hold on. I don't know what the high rounds... Oh, the same fucking thing. Just knife with whatever this weapon is. And then let's look at Frozen Dawn. Oh, just knife with whatever this is. That might be... I guess it's not copyright if it's on YouTube. What about Shadowed Throne? Oh, BRB food. Oh, oh, look, just more knife strats. Just more knife strats? Like, what? Oh, okay, let's look at Bodega Cervantes. Oh, that's not a knife strat. It's just a pistol that does infinite damage, I guess. Let's look at... Did I look at the Shadowed Throne already? Nope. Oh, wait, yes, I did. Darkest Shore. Oh, just spamming that thing and buying ammo. Yeah, just every map is just camping. Every map. I don't know how that happened. I remember when Infinite Warfare's first DLC came out, there was this chainsaw that you could just hold. Yes, I remember that. You could just go AFK. You could just rubber band your controller down. That's why I don't play World War II, right there. That's why I don't high round World War II. Every map is just sitting and like spamming a melee. Except for a couple maps where it's just spamming a weapon and buying ammo. So, in other words, every map is just Dead of the Night. Except for Groston House, of course. The only tolerable map on that game, which also happens to be like the smallest zombies map in existence. High round extinction or spec op survival? Spec op survival is better. I did play the first extinction map on Ghosts, and I didn't enjoy it. Spaceland high rounds are fun because it's not boring. Yeah, Spaceland high rounds to me remind me of what map do they remind me of? Sort of like a Kino-ish map. It reminds me a lot of Die Rise after round 100. Like, the trample steam is very similar to what you do with the Croc, you know? In the sense that, like, get a bunch of them up, kill them with a thing, get a bunch of them up, kill them with a thing. You're not always killing all the zombies at once, but... That's why you trap your gum cycle. I knew that In Plain Sight was next, and that's not what I wanted. Also, possible Panzer this round. I heard Spaceland is good. Rave in the Redwoods is decent. Attack of the Radioactive Thing is awful. Shaolin Shuffle's mid to bad, and Beast from Beyond is even worse somehow. Croc is way less tedious. Yeah, it's like a less tedious trample steam strat. That's kind of what I like about it.
Ah, the Panzer soldiers.
Why did the max have to be here? Also, a max right after the dog round. Great.
I hear you, and I know who you are. Hello? Starting up a trap. Anyone wandered into it by mistake? Your death only fuels the storm. You get it?
Radioactive possibly have the most boring high round strategy ever. It's only second to Dead of the Night. Always a max after a dog round, yeah. I will say that's one thing that Black Ops 4 technically fixed. You can only get max ammos when you're low on ammo in one of your weapons. Is it on here? It's probably not on here now that I think about it. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Alright, you want to see the high round strategy on Dead of the Night? Here it is. Also, in case you're wondering how to deal with the werewolf, that's how. Who liked this? Why do I have a like on this? Who saw this? This is unlisted. I guess this must have been on the leaderboards at some point. And for anyone wondering, yes, this is the fastest strategy on the map. Meaning it is objectively the best. It's also the safest. People don't like playing it because, yeah. That's my footage. I did that for hours. That was awful. If you made a script that just fires for X amount of seconds and then hold X to reload, you could AFK this strat. Here's the funny thing. You can't. If you AFK the strat, sometimes the werewolf will actually kill you. Because there's a glitch where sometimes shooting at the werewolf's feet won't actually damage it. And you have to actually look up at the werewolf. But also, more importantly, is the werewolf and the vampires are able to get close enough to you to slightly push you to the right, just a little bit. And if you get pushed too far, then you will not be standing next to the silver bullets table anymore and you won't be able to buy ammo. So you can't AFK it. Unless you, like, find ways to counteract those things. But the problem is the amount you move to the right, like, fluctuates. It's not consistent, so you can't counteract it easily. How about Alpha Mega Ballistic Knife Electric Cherry Method? That's boring too. Much less boring than this. Also, that shouldn't be banned. And also, that one you can't AFK either. For different reasons. I'm planning to, over the summer, go for the world record on Alpha Omega using the Electric Burst modifier and saying, I don't care what the rules say, it should be allowed. And I'm going to prove it by crushing the world record and making it not even close. Because, like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get to around 400. And it's not even going to be close. And I'm going to be like, try beating me without doing this. I dare you. Why is it banned? Because of one vote that happened 7 years ago where a bunch of votes were intentionally deleted in order to force it to be banned. Source, I voted for it and my vote didn't count because they only let the Black Ops 4 world record holders vote. And so I wasn't allowed to have a say. And then even 6 months later, when I got the world record on Tagged or Toten, it was too late. Well, actually not 6 months later, it was like a year later, but still. That's the problem with restricting votes to you must be a certain rank. Because it's like, oh, wait, you're telling me if I allow this, it will be easier for people to beat my records? Let's make it banned, and let's also make it so that we're the only ones that are allowed to say whether it's banned or not, so that nobody can ever beat us. And then it'll always be banned. And then nobody will ever beat our records. It's great for the community. Has there ever been a discussion about doing a revote? Yes. The discussion has happened multiple times. There was a revote in 2022. And once again, they said only the world record holders are allowed to vote. But even though I was the world record holder, they didn't let me vote, and they deleted my vote. And then there was another revote last year, and then they said, okay, anyone who has any submission on Black Ops 4 is allowed to vote. And then my vote got deleted, and then I had to do it again, and then it still got banned, I guess, because there was like 30-something votes, maybe, which feels like it hardly represents the community at all. And also, they didn't explain at all. Like I always say, banning it doesn't make it a higher skill leaderboard or a higher skill strategy. It just makes people not want to play the map. That's all it is. The Easter egg speedruns are interesting. Tag is easier than AO? Yeah, it is. Dead of the Night's easier than AO, and it's allowed. The strat that I just showed you guys is completely allowed. It is all very shady. It's always been very shady. That's why I don't trust CWR to do anything. There's layers and layers and layers of shadiness, and what I've kind of resigned to is I don't need the website to prove that I got whatever records I did or didn't get, because I know I got them, and so does my community. You know? I'm cultivating a community here on my channel that I think is much more appreciative of playing zombies to have fun and not, like, inventing stupid rules that make things less competitive and say they make it more competitive. Okay, I am gonna get off at the end of this round, which is... I am gonna get off at the end of next round. So this will be the last round I play. Give me one moment. Does anyone remember when my last Panzer was? I kind of forgot. Both of the top 2 players on AO wanted allowed? Yeah, so... take any information with a grain of salt. Also, like, most of the community wants it allowed, and the way we know that is because anytime you see anyone playing Alpha Omega who isn't going for a world record, what are they doing? They're doing that strat. I'm just doing this to see if I can get a max ammo. Someone should just get a 400 with it and say, eat me. I wonder who's gonna do that. That'll be my summer project, I think. It's getting that 400. But we have to do Call of the Dead first. We have to do it ASAP. Like, would you want to do it 2 weeks from now, maybe? Maybe? 92 was pans around? Thank you. I very much appreciate it. Bombers on 215 on Dead of the Night.
What I do is too important to entertain the idea of failure. Go bury yourself! It will not do you any good.
I have to finish up my DE game in all fairness, but
What I do is too important to entertain the idea of failure. I don't just laugh in the face of an earth.
But like, once I'm done with this, we should play Call of the Dead with plutonium. Especially now that it's allowed. The question is, did they fix the leaving and rejoining? I guess they have since we tested it. He went down on 215? Did you just watch him go down, or he went down earlier in the round? Also, he went down. That's...
One day they will tell stories of my bravery. And your blood boils beneath the skin.
Something I like that BO4 introduced is finally giving you infinite stamina, going back to BO... I definitely like that, but also it was kind of a necessary change because they made the zombies much faster. Oh, okay. Infinite sprint, fin 12, and BO4, it does. It's necessary. But it works. What platform do I play? Right now I'm playing on PC. But I have an Xbox 360 and a PS4 and a PS5 and a PC. Mostly play on PC. Do I like BO4? I think it's better than BO3. Somebody needs to get a jailbroken PS4 and max out tag. I could look into that. I need to wait for a new jailbreak to come out. Okay, I had 92 Panzer, so it'll be 97, 98. All right. Thank you all for watching. I have to go to work. I will see you all later. I'm not going to be able to stream this weekend, unfortunately, but I think I might have time to get a stream in on Monday. We'll see. Is jailbreak even allowed for world record? It is. As long, like, there's certain legal patches. Similar to, like, PC patches. Offline megas is allowed. See you guys later. See you later, Belmore. Alright. Ending stream now. Goodbye. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you later.